泛黄的夜晚，霓虹灯璀璨，点亮黑暗，赶不走孤单。午夜和白天不停地转换，游走在街头，思念的孤单。相聚的狂欢总是很短暂，战友的怀抱总让我温暖。无聊的回忆让人很心烦，我又想你了，战友在哪端？没有你陪伴，我真的好孤单，我的心好慌乱，不知怎么办。没有战友的日子，我真的好茫然，整天就像丢了灵魂一般。没有你陪伴，我真的好孤单，我的心好慌乱，不知怎么办。你们不在身边，真的好不习惯，我的泪已流干，你们管不管？
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our program. And I'm the host staff, so I got Ali Buang. Say hi, please.
Oh, hi. It's good to be here again. I'm just looking at the screen. It looks like my background haven't been fully set up yet. It looks a bit ugly. I apologize for that.
Totally great.
Hopefully next week I'll have a better background right now. That's just but I mean we are not here just for the look. It's more about what we want to share. I hope our audience won't mind. Okay.
Yeah, we want to talk about Mel Score, and Mel Score been in the MDC, Berkeley, New York, for almost 2 years. By March 15 will be 2 years. And for us, been follow, I guess you are the same, right? We follow since 2017 and listen to him and understand how evil the CCP is. And also I don't believe he did anything against the law. Doesn't matter which law, international law or US law. And he come to the United States. I guess he believes the United States legal system will protect him. But unfortunately, there's weaponized legal system right now. And now President Trump is on. I hope everything get better. And you want to add something first?
We want to raise this attention on Mel Square's release. We want to ask this question: when will Mel Square be released? It seems to us that Trump has Trump's administration is in full swing right now. Either like the Penn Bondi or the FBI, like Kash Patel, and all these Trump's people have been put in the right position right now, and given the fact that Trump have pardoned quite a number of people, I think it's more than 1,500, including General Flynn, Steve K. Bannon, like all other high profile individuals, and that's what invite the question: when will Miles Guo be released? When it's absolutely clear, I think to President Trump or Steve K. Bannon that Miles Guo has been the victim of lawfare. Similarly to Trump has to, have experience, have to go through, But Trump at the end, he succeeded, but similarly, as the victim of the weaponized legal system, Miles Guo remain in prison in MDC, and we think this is about time to talk about when the possibility of Miles Guo's release. I hope it's gonna be soon. Miles Guo, like you say, he's absolutely innocent. He was accused of fraud. Like we can go through the important the important junction of Mao's prosecution against him. Like we can go through all these things since 2023, right? March 15, 2023. That was Miles Guo was he was arrested by FBI who raided his luxury apartment in New York, the Sherry Hurricane Netherlands Hotel, and then since then he has been in custody he was denied bail, and he was in custody for a very long time, and right now we haven't received any updates about his I mean, he was sort of the jury and the judge convicted him, but there was no sentence yet, and these were all wrong. These were all based on false evidence and all these accusations and sentences, and so it's really about the question of when. And now Trump's administration is trying to restore law and order, and when will Miles Guo be released? Right. This is what we want to talk about today. Yeah.
Yeah. I got one video. Mickey, can you let the video out, please?
Pras Michel, a former member of the popular American hip-hop group The Fugees, has been convicted of more than 10 crimes by the District Court of Columbia, Washington, D.C. He was engaged in illicit lobbying for the CCP with his personal attorney, Higginbotham, who was also holding a position as a senior congressional affairs official at the DOJ. He not only participated in the many attempts to deport Miles, earning millions, but also assisted Joe Lowe in money laundering activities in the United States. On May 8, 2017, Joe Lowe, Pras Michel, and Elliot Broidy, Deputy Finance Chairman of the Republican National Committee at the time, flew to Shenzhen together, where they spent the entire day in discussions with Sun Lijun, the then Vice Minister of Public Security, who had been waiting for them at the Four Seasons Hotel. In June 2017, Elliot Broidy sought the assistance of RNC's Finance Chairman Stephen Wynn to facilitate the deportation of Miles. Due to Miles's visa nearing expiration at the time, Broidy hoped that Wynn could help prevent Miles from obtaining a new visa. Wynn personally relayed information about Miles during a private dinner with President Trump at the White House. Wynn later informed Broidy that the State Department was examining the matter. However, Trump ended up shelving the deportation of Miles.
I think you are potentially China's #1 enemy.
Beijing is seeking his arrest.
A controversial Chinese billionaire.
He is charged with fraud and money laundering.
The charges he's facing are very serious.
Some say he's a villain. Or could he be a victim? Let's delve deeper to uncover the truth. Who is Miles Kwok? Those who deal with the devil have had their fate sealed with a price tag. On January 27, 2018, following an article in the Wall Street Journal about sexual harassment of female employees, Steve Wynn announced his resignation as the finance chairman of the RNC. On May 17, 2022, Wynn was sued by the Department of Justice for violating federal laws by engaging in illegal lobbying and failing to register as a foreign agent. On April 13, 2018, the Wall Street Journal would also uncover another scandal involving Elliot Broidy, the vice chairman of the RNC. He was accused of paying $1.6 million in hush money to a model for an abortion. Consequently, Broidy resigned from his position. On October 6, 2020, federal prosecutors charged Broidy with acting as an unregistered foreign agent, aiding the CCP in lobbying the White House to repatriate Miles. He later confessed to his crimes in a plea deal, but was pardoned by the president. Now, the fate of the CCP officials, Liu Yanping, Sun Lijun, and Fu Zhenghua, have also come to a deserving end due to the escalated power struggles. Still, soldiers march because the battle continues. The CCP imposed a fine of nearly $13 billion for alleged coercion in 2018. They also seized $5 billion in Hong Kong assets belonging to Miles and his family, representing the largest, most abusive monetary penalty ever imposed in China.
Anyway, that video is give a lot of information. Quite a few people mentioned the Chris Michel and Higginbotham and Stephen Wen, and also a couple of the Chinese official. The Chinese official already been in jail, and number one, because Miles exposed what they did and to stealing the Chinese people's money, and also use the power try to take Miles back to China, which didn't happen. There's many ways they try to get Trump, Miles go back to China. That didn't happen. For sure, President Trump refused that he was one Miles go back to China. And also from day one, Miles talking about the evil of the CCP, April 19th, 2017, Miles already started lawsuit from CCP from different directions, and eventually end up 70 some lawsuit. And there's a lot of money involved, and I have to say I'm one of the little investor, but I don't think Miles take our money. There's not any penny went in Miles account or Miles company in this account. So there's so much deep in that. What do you want to add? Go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to just remind our audience that, Miles Kwok, he started this whistleblower movement on 2017, and that the video that Miles Kwok's objective is to take down the Chinese Communist Party, and then he was in exile and lived in New York City. Right, and that was there was a time in 2017 he started this whistleblower movement, and then he talked about he released some very critical information against some high-ranking officials to start off, and that instantly he got himself into this lawfare. And the one that you just show is was 2017, 2018, right? So that was we just bring it up to our audience attention. But this is it shows that so the CCP has been using Americans' legal system to prosecute Miles Kwok. Like this is like the modern day warfare actually not manifest in kinetic war. It's mostly manifest in like a legal war, for example, and like the one that you mentioned, there's Moscow have 72, approximately 72 cases against him, and over the course of several years after he started the whistleblower movement. And the one that we talk about, Pastor Michelle and Ali Brody, all these individuals. And I don't want to make it too much details for our audience, because this is, if you're really interested in this case, you can really find it out in the court documents and other documentary that's already available about Moscow. But today we want to talk about the when will Moscow be released, and this one that in 2017, this was a failed attempt to extradite Moscow back to China, right? And that's and they failed. Right? They used this, or they also used, George Hagenbach. He was actually a former DOJ, right? He was a attorney or lawyer, representing DOJ, and he was involved in this corruption. He was paid directly by CCP. And what was what is the name of this black singer? Pierce, is that Michelle? Forgot his name. Yeah. So he was using all these network within American lobbyists and other the also Stephen Wen, as the as a casino monger, they are involved in this collective effort to extradite Moscow using the Americans' legal system, right? And also the high profile lobbyists they try to convince Donald Trump to extradite Moscow, which they failed because defendant and other individuals defend Moscow in that case. But in 2023, the lawfare against Moscow has been ongoing, just like Donald Trump. Like Donald Trump was have to face multiple charges like sexual harassment, like committing fraud, involved in Russiagate, there's so many charges against him, so Moscow saying but in 2023, March 15th, Moscow was put in prison. So I would say on the surface, it seems like CCP have won the battle, sort of, right? And because they after Moscow were put in the prison, he could not continue his podcast and live streaming or all these things, and then it seems like the movement of the whistleblower movement that led by Moscow have suffered a serious blow. But of course, this is not exactly true. We'll have probably another day to talk about that. But today we want to talk about the Moscow's possible release. So Moscow, over the time. So last time they were trying to portray Moscow as a criminal. They, like you say, they first of all the CCP using the they try to feed into the Me Too movement in America, right? So they say, well, Moscow has been a rapist, and then he raped his personal secretary. So, but then they were unable to provide evidence, and that the false evidence eventually they provided was so self-contradictory. And it was such a laughing matter. So Moscow talked about that and it was laughing it off, right? So that was a really, really bad attempt by CCP to prosecute Moscow. They try to put Moscow in prison, but then they fell totally. But in 2023, there are probably multiple reasons. Right? Moscow, like probably also, I think for today's topic, I think I really need to like stress what Moscow have the contribution Moscow has made to American, in the best interest of American. Like one of them is Moscow won right before the pandemic, the COVID-19. He have won the Americans, and I think he have a news conference in Washington D.C. and then he showed the documents, the 13579 plan. That was a code name of a secret document that CCP is trying to release the virus and to kind of a bio attack against the Western civilization, and he already won that darkness is upon us, right? And that's so his early warning really caught the attention of some important Americans who have put up some some measures to at least mitigate the harmful effect of this bio attack, including Trump's decision to stop the incoming Chinese travelers, for example, right? And that so Moscow make lots of other contribution as well, including the military, right? Including like how they actually tell that today every anti-CCP is kind of bipartisan issue in American politics, and this has to give credit to Moscow. I think he was the one who actually informed Americans that your real enemy is the Chinese Communist Party, and they have infiltrated into Americans all walks of life, politics, economy, Hollywood, Wall Street. He warned American how severe the infiltration CCP have been making against American, and also tell American that CCP is not just an adversary, but they want it is an existential threat to American. For example, the 3F plan, right? We talk about that. These are like, these are really like, if you follow Moscow, Moscow, these are like all the important terms, the 3F plan, the 13579 plan, so these are like very, very, very basic stuff in information that you should know as an American, as a Canadian, or as a Western, individual who want to know what's going on, because you can't, because CCP is played a huge, a really big part in today's geopolitics, and also leading to all these disasters and catastrophe that we are facing right now. So we got to know what's going on, and Moscow is the key to. I would say is CCP enemy number one, is the key to fight against CCP, because a lot of people in the West, they don't know how to fight against CCP, right? What's the target? Because CCP is hiding behind the 1.4 billion people. So Moscow, another contribution to American and also to Chinese people is to single out the CCP as the target, right? Instead of like, a branding of a CCP with the Chinese people. So he say, Chinese people are different from the Chinese Communist Party. And he told Steve K. Bannon, first of all, like Steve K. Bannon was, in his populism, he just championed the benefit of the average people, the Laobaixing in China, but he was unable to differentiate like CCP and Chinese people. So Moscow, first thing, he educated Steve Bannon about, you got to see, they are different, right? And he actually singled out all these targets within the Chinese Communist Party. He say, so Chinese Communist is the one we want to take down, is the system. But he suggests that we don't want to take down every member of Chinese Communist. There are a lot of them. They are good people. 99% are really good. Your target is actually just a handful of the elites, within the Chinese Communist Party, and which the American have taken note, right? And it was like it was just recently they talk about in American, the Congress was the Chinese committee. They formed this committee because they want to address the threat of CCP against America. So they actually identified the individuals in the Central Bureau of CCP government, the Central Bureau, which is only a couple thousand people, right? Including that family that I'm talking about, but yeah. So they the Congress have targeted these people, right? They instead of targeting every Chinese international students in American, they target the Central Committee members and their families in America, right? And they think some of their visa were revoked, and their assets have been locked down. So that's I think that's a direct outcome from I think from through the whistleblowing and through the information brought by Mao Squad, right? Without Mao Squad, they wouldn't know how to deal, how to hit back the CCP's aggression, right? How to combat CCP's infiltration in America. But it was Mao Squad who actually provide this, the Mao Squad not only provide information to America, but also give this very specific strategy as of how to fight off the Chinese Communist Party, because he knows Chinese Party inside out. He's one of the he was been very close to the highest leadership in CCP, a power structure, and he's been so successful as a business billionaire in China, and he's been hiding actually, like he's been hiding his agenda to take down CCP for 30 years. 30 years he has been preparing for this moment, in 2017, for this moment to take down CCP, and he executed very well, since then. And now he's in back to the situation. There's a lot of saying within our community, within the NFSC community. We talk about Mao Squad. There's multiple reasons. He got himself arrested. Could be because of not only like against the CCP, but also he advised his listener worldwide, not just Chinese, not to take the vaccine, COVID vaccine. And he exposed all this, and he becomes also, he's not just the number one enemy of CCP, but also the number one enemy of the big pharmaceutical companies, and all these and their colluders in North America. So this is all they all piece them together, become a perfect storm, which result in Mao Squad's custody in MDC. That's what's happening right now. But that said, we want to see how Trump's administration address Mao Squad, because Mao Squad is a really, really big target. It is someone that you just cannot ignore, because based on the contribution I just mentioned, it's just a drop in the pocket. But there's Mao Squad make tons of information. Not maybe a lot of intel is not been able to release. It's been helping Americans to fight against CCP, and that is such an important strategic, I think for Americans, for the American to fight against CCP, Mao Squad is the best asset. Is the best asset, basically, from that standpoint. So how I just don't think that scenario that Mao Squad will remain in prison is going to be helpful for Americans to fight against CCP, since CCP is such a big adversary. I think like Trump have realized that his true enemy is not Russia. Okay, so he's trying to help Americans understand that the true enemy of America is not the Russia, it's the Chinese Communist Party. And since you want to fight against Chinese Party, you gotta have Mao Squad helping you, right? Because that's Mao Squad have been proven right. He behaved like a prophet, in a religious sense. He kind of predict what's going to happen, and then it happened. And that he predicted about Hong Kong, and it happened in 2019. That was a huge crackdown against the Hong Kong protesters. So every time, most important prediction turned out to be true. So the American thought they couldn't take Mao Squad lightly. And I remember Mao Squad once mentioned about a very high-ranking military official. He said, I want to cover you with American flag just to protect you. I remember that. I think that was quite touching.
That could be Trump.
Yeah, and he was invited to many very high-profile secret meetings, within the military, the business elites, and all these think tank. They all listen to Mao Squad. So what Mao Squad has to say, and Mao Squad is just give them a completely different perspective, and they benefit a lot, right? So that's the fact. That's a fact. And how could, I just don't think now China administration have empower for less than 2 months, and I think that I hope that there's something that's going on with Mao Squad's case, because this is obviously a lawfare. So I hope that there's something going on in the effort to get Mao's out of prison, right? Yeah. Do you have another?
I added 2 things. One thing about BGY, because that's one of the big plans for the CCP infiltrating every level of American government. And I believe Trump aware of that. And when the change hand right now, and Trump is in, and some people, they let it go. They even take out the security, what is it called, security status or whatever for those officials. Because I remember Miles talking about he was in Washington to see the private people who work for the government. It doesn't matter the military or administration, they all been lobbied by the CCP. So they already become a traitor. So Miles, now Trump got hold of that when that's finished, when Republic and all the other people is already gone, and Trump get out the security status for them. And the other thing is that Miles also warning about about currency war. So when Trump is on, right away warning the BRIC country. There's a couple of countries was follow with RMB with CCP, and they want to get out the US dollars. So Trump said, okay, go ahead. Then I give you 200% or whatever the tariff. So this is changing because Trump is delivering strong American. Like you said before, the strong American will make a CCP weaker. And again, it's go back with Miles' score. If Miles outside the MDC would help American way more than what you can imagine, because he understands what CCP would continue to do. They could try to take out Taiwan, they could try to release some more virus, and because Miles has all kind of information, all kind of people in every level of the CCP. Like the time of what's happening to Wuhan, what's happening with Hong Kong, Miles has all the information when the army will go into the Hong Kong, or what's happened with Wuhan. And as soon as here, and found out the satellite has heat, so they cremate so many people. Then the information get into China, then they have a cremation box which just gas the people really quick, and then you don't feel the heat. So Miles knew those information right away. So only when Miles coming out, when Miles has the freedom, then can help America more and can help take down the CCP sooner, and can help less people suffer. You turn.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, there's many more contribution Moscow have made, for American, right? Yeah, so you mentioned about, the war. Yeah, I missed out this very important one. So the CCP challenge, the dollar, American dollar. They try to replace American dollars as the reserve currency, using Chinese yuan as a reserve currency for global trade, which Moscow told American that, yeah, you got to be careful, right? Because your constitution, your military is trying to defend the U.S. dollars, and if your U.S. dollar fail, there will be no American no more. So so that's the CCP is hitting the foundation of Americans' power really hard, right? So so Americans have no choice but to fight back, and we're with you, right? We are with the Americans. We are Chinese, but we don't align ourselves with the Chinese Communist Party. We are different from Chinese Communist Party, right? So yeah. So like you say, the Americans need to wake up to the fact that the CCP have succeeded a lot, in American soil already. They bought up so many farmlands. They bought up so many. They have conducted espionage, for a very long time. They stolen a lot of American technology, so they also stealing Americans' talents as well. So that's and they put military base in Panama, in the Caribbean Sea, like, so which the Trump administrations have addressed right away, right? I hope that like you say, Moscow's release is going to be very helpful for Americans, especially for the Trump administration. Like I think the Trump administration, like Kash Patel, Tulsi Gabbard, like all these people, like Ken Pompley, they all learned about Moscow, because if you know about, if they've been to Steve K. Bannon's Warren, they should know about Moscow, because every episode, the song they play on as a background music for the for the War Room is the Take Down CCP. That song made by produced by and sung by Moscow. And also Steve K. Bannon is with Moscow. They together found the new factory state of China in 2020, June the 4th, right? And that's something that was something that we Moscow has been doing, is trying to set up a quasi not a Chinese country, but a Chinese global community, with this a new identity of Chinese without without being subjugated to the CCP, right? So that's something that Moscow also, like, trying to change the identity of Chinese people overseas. So these are Moscow's contribution, and Mouse was his Intel, like even like he's been doing a lot, because a lot of Intel he wouldn't talk about it in his like broadcast, right? But there's a lot of other Intels who's been benefiting for American military, and also like financial information is also very important. What the CCP has been doing and what they are trying to sabotage America's financial system. Like he knows it very well. And China has been getting more and more desperate, right? So like we in one of our episodes we talk about the Shanghai faction within CCP party, but we'll talk about that again, more with more details. But Chinese Communist Party right now, is getting crazy and crazier, and and is very dangerous to the world. They what's the potential impact of the collapse of Chinese real estate markets? Now, what would the impact in globally, right? And then what would China, because since a lot of investors is trying to withdraw from China, and then and trying to get hold of them, and what would China do, to sabotage all these companies, with their withdrawal? And also, there'll be other instances that CCP could, like you say, potentially release a new virus, and then they need chaos. They want to ferment chaos, ferment just like the 3F plan against America. They want to ferment virus as well, like the pandemic horror upon the world. They have the technology, the dark technology to do that again. So all these things need a very good intel, So Mouse Guo, I think, is the key in this battle against American. Mouse Guo start as a leader of New Fascist China, but now we regard him as one of the leaders, in this global fight, the good versus evil. So he's not just Chinese people for sake of Chinese people, but for sake of the whole world, for the people who love freedom, for the average people, right? So this is I think it is time for Mouse Guo to be released. And I think, like, when Mouse Guo was put in prison, that was under Biden's administration, and that's, I mean, for me, I know nothing about any insight, but just on the surface, I observe that that makes sense, because some of like Biden administration has been being unfriendly to Mouse Guo, because Mouse Guo, was I think some of the Biden administration associate Mouse Guo with the Hunter Biden's hard drive release, like, not to mention other things, like because Mouse Guo has been portrayed as Steve Bannon's friends, like a supporter of the far right movement, so-called far right movement, which was not. Like, Mouse Guo have distanced himself from the internal politics in America, so he doesn't want to be associate with either party. So he's not with any party. His sole purpose is to take down the Chinese Communist Party. That's all he wants to do. He has nothing to do with with conservatism or liberalism. He actually championed righteousness. And actually, we're going to talk about that in another episode. So Mouse Guo is been very, very clear about his target. He wants to remove the communist social system in China, and he's not target any individual for that sake, right? His ultimate game is to scrape the entire communist, ideology from Chinese culture, and they restore to give a renaissance of Chinese culture. So that's what he wants. He was not hateful against any individual, even though he's been a victim. Like, we talk about his sacrifice. He sacrificed himself so much, including his loved ones, right? and including the massive assets being confiscated by CCP. We're talking about like more than 10 billion, right? And then his former employees were prosecuted, brutally.
Yeah.
And his father and mother were died in just like in recent years, and he was unable to go see them to pay, because as a very, very respected, as a son who valued so much in family, he was not able to, pay tribute to them, going back home, and that does have something to do with the Chinese Communist Party's prosecution. So that's all. Given all these facts, Mars Guo is such a wonderful and wonderful leaders in this critical moment of human history. He's such a, just as I think I wouldn't compare like who is the more important, but I think Donald Trump, Elon Musk, and Trump's other team, and Mars Guo, these are all very, very important heroes that we are seeing, for in this big abyss of chaos right now we are experiencing. All this hyperinflation, all this like crime, all this like all this chaos in Europe, in America, in Canada, all this like infiltration and drug cartel, and then people dying of fentanyl, and then a lot of people have lack of no health care or very, very less welfare, even though like they said they were seen that as welfare states. So all these things happening, like Canadian Americans, we see our life is here is actually deteriorating, right? And we are less, it's more difficult to make a living, and people's health deteriorate as well, and so everything is going downhill. And how do we get like Trump has said, like a golden age? I really hope there will be a golden age ahead of us. And Mars will also give us a very bright future, very promising. So I really hope that Mars could be released soon. I mean, this is like we don't have any information leading up, like what we know of, other than just following up the court documents with regard to his case, which I think like at this point he is still waiting to be sentenced, and that and why it took so long. I think there must be something going on, without our knowledge, and that I think it's something good, and that the Southern District of New York, this has been has been a very notorious, not notorious, sorry, I forgot my words, has been, has processed, they have, I mean, the accusation against, the charge against Donald Trump happened in this court, right? And also Steve Bannon, it's all like all these like political prosecutions are all happening in this specific Southern District of New York, right? This court, and then Mars Guo was there. So this is it was known to be a place where political prisons were put in here. So I think it is about time for Mars Guo's release. I think this and give Mars Guo is absolutely innocent. It was so apparent. If you go through all this prosecution, all this evidence against him, it was almost like laughable, right? So we just want to raise this attention for our audience to think about what Mars Guo has been doing, and really hope that Mars Guo deserve Mars Guo deserve his freedom, and he deserves to be held as a hero. I think at least in America, like this is such a, in the past several years, it's been so important for for Americans' national security, and also for the benefit of and he's a main contributor of what the Trump's administration's policy against China today. So everything there's like, and CCP is still remain the largest threat to American and humankind. So in order to fight against CCP, Moscow has to be released now, soon, or at least soon, not soon. Let's go through all this legal process, but it has to be. I hope there will be some actions have been taken to secure his release.
Yeah. Again, we are the citizen of New Federal State China. Our mission is take down the CCP. And the New Federal State of China is founded by Miles Guo and Stephen Bannon. Now, Miles Guo is still in the detention center. And I believe only Miles Guo coming out would help take down the CCP sooner, will help to make safe of American, make it safe for the whole world. And Miles talk about the CCP is taking down this year. So 2025 is the year. And the sooner Miles Guo has his freedom, the sooner everything will go back to normal. Otherwise, you never know what the evil CCP will do. And is there more you need added?
Yeah, well said. Yeah, so no, that's all I need to say today. We'll talk more next week.
Yeah. I have a couple of pictures there we are turning, and this one is Miles standing there with a tree or behind. That's like a spring season, and I hope the spring season right now is happening, and I hope it's happening soon too. And again, thank you everyone. Thank you Mickey for the computer, and thank you right now. I got Wen Tongyi here. Anyway, have a good evening and take down the CCP, and let's pray Miles coming out soon and help everyone be safe and help take down the CCP sooner. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Take down the CCP, take down the CCP, 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 take down the 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 CCP, 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 take down the CCP, take down the CCP, take down the CCP. Take down the CCP, take down the CCP. Follow me and I'ma set us free. Take down the CCP.
Let me tell you what I've been through, baby. Lived a life that was hella unfair. Seen things that been driving me crazy. In a country where the leaders don't care. Didn't think we had the courage to change it. Tore it down and they weren't prepared. Everything that they kept us from saying. Now we talking and they better be scared. Take from us. Tell us what and who to love. Swear I finally had enough. It's time to rise above. Take down the CCP. Take down the CCP. Follow me and I'ma set us free. Take down the CCP. I said, hey, down the CCP. Take down the CCP. Communism's dead to me because it killed our families.
Communism sucks, hard for me to give a fuck. I to tell them and they try to keep it on the hush. Middle finger up, turn into a fist. They wanna keep the poor so they never rich. If you wanna see the future, look into the past. Been a century of silence, we gon' take it back. I'm just stating facts, tell you how it is. Ain't no way to change shit if we don't resist.
Take from us. Tell us what and who to love. Swear I finally had enough. It's time to rise above.
Take down the CCP. Take down the CCP. Follow me and I'ma set us free. Take down the CCP. I said, take down the CCP. Take down the CCP. Communism's dead to me because it killed our families.
这是你我维护正义的必须，这是你我维护正义的必须。
Take down the CCP. Take down the CCP. Take down the CCP. Follow me and I'm
I'ma set us free.